Here's the truth. Most books don't build authority. They sit quietly, unseen, unremembered. And if that sounds a bit harsh or it sounds a bit unfair, it might sound a bit familiar. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. You don't write a book to sit, you write a book to move. See, most authors publish a book and they're hoping it's going to generate clients, they hope it's going to get them speaking gigs, they hope it's going to get them all sorts of doors opened. And unfortunately, most of them are disappointed. I want to make the case that a book is a catalog entry, right? You're positioning yourself using a book so that you can sell back-end products and services. You can bring people into an entire ecosystem. So if you're an author or an aspiring author who's either already published a book or you've been disappointed by the business results your book got you, or you're considering a book and you want to understand how to build it for maximum commercial impact, then this is for you. And I'm going to have a little gift for you on this show where I'm going to give you a starting point to make the whole process a lot easier. If you're a coach, a consultant, a speaker, and you want to use a book as a business development tool, or you've been told you should write a book, but you're not really sure why, then this is why a lot of people get disappointed. The Amazon ranking dives and the crickets have not rotated. I'll give an example. A client by the name of David, 18 months writing his book, leadership consultant, loads of experience, really good point of view on how organizations can change. The book he thought would change the trajectory of his business. He published in October, and by January, he'd sold 34 copies. 3 people emailed to say it was great. He had lots of positive reviews. He did everything he was told to do. He told people about the book, and the book just sat there quietly on the shelf, not working for him in any of the ways that he imagined it would. Now, it's disappointing. You write a book, you put all that work and effort, time and mind space into it, and it doesn't pay off for you, and you're not seeing the results that were supposed to follow. Maybe you've got imposter syndrome of whether the expertise was actually worth publishing, or you resent the gap between the effort invested and the business return generated. Your Amazon ranking isn't your primary success metric. Clients, paying clients, speaking gigs, TEDx's, those are the success metrics. This is not the end. This is the start. Now, you might think, well, books don't generate business anymore, or I need to build my platform first, then write the book, right? The confidence of walking into a room where your book has already done the positioning, the satisfaction of a prospect saying, hey, I read your book, before you even have a conversation with them. The pride of having a piece of work that actually generates business rather than sitting quietly on the shelf. The relief at having a clear, structured process for building a business around the book gives you certainty. Aiming it at one specific person and one specific transformation, and then putting that book in front of people, referral partners, event organizers, deploying the book as a crowbar to open up keynotes and workshops, TEDx's. A book is not a product. A book is a signal. It's a foot in the door. It's a door opener. One book for one ideal client outperforms a broad book for everybody. One well-positioned book can bring clients at £3,000, £5,000, £10,000 a time. Authors invest time, money, credibility to produce a book that then fails to deliver the positioning and pipeline or the authority that they were expecting. And the book that fails to generate business actively damages the author's confidence in their own expertise. And it makes them reluctant to invest in any other marketing or business development. It reinforces the belief that visibility doesn't convert. The professionals who need a positioning asset are often the ones with the most genuinely valuable expertise, but they've been out-positioned by people who've got weaker thinking but better marketing. And that means the right clients are not finding the right experts. A poorly positioned book is invisible to the person it was designed to serve. A well-positioned book lands on the right desk, starts the right conversation. Because a book is one of the highest leverage assets that you can create. Done correctly, it works while you sleep. It qualifies prospects before the first call. If your book's sitting quietly on Amazon right now, it's costing you. Not because the book is bad, but it's because it's not been deployed, and you need to fix that. You need to build your catalog, earn royalties, position yourself, build authority as broadly as possible, right? Your book is the doorway to your coaching, your talks, whatever else you want to sell. So think about it as an asset that you're going to deploy. You're going to design it, extract it, position it, leverage it, and own it. And it's yours. That spells deploy. 200 books, 6.5 years, £146,000 in royalties. £102,000 profit after ads. That's £525 per book. One well-positioned book that generates a single £5,000 client outperforms the average book volume by nearly 10 to 1. Books should have a clear call to action at the end that converts the reader interest into a business conversation. And a specific book aimed at a specific reader, offering them a specific result, is always going to outperform a generic book. A book's a discovery platform. It's not a money maker as such. Yeah, you'll make some money, but this is more about the podcasting, the TEDx talk, the speaking opportunities, the monthly retainers. This is the beginning of the journey, right? And having a well-positioned book in your voice with your stories, if he's worrying about AI stuff, AI doesn't have your lived experience. It doesn't have your stories of experience. A magician doesn't wave their hands randomly and hope something happens. They perform a designed illusion. Every gesture has a purpose. Every moment is engineered. The book that works for your business is the same. Every chapter has a job. Every story starts somewhere and goes somewhere. Every page positions the reader to see you differently. Trophy sits on a shelf. It signals past achievement to people who already know you. A tool works every day. And most business books are trophies. It sits quietly signaling to people who walk past that you once did something significant. It should be a tool that is working for you today and starting conversations. You imagine the author gives you a book to read, or maybe even signs it with your name on it. That suddenly puts the author on a pedestal. So if you're writing a book, or you're going to write a book, or you've written a book, have a look at the last 3 chapters. Is there a specific valuable next step for the reader? Is there an offer or a website or a tool or a resource? There should be. Don't let this be the end. And read your introduction. Does the introduction speak to a specific person, or is it generic? The narrower the audience, the more this will lead to clients. And how many people outside your network have your book in their hands right now? If the answer is close to 0, then make a list of 20 prospects, send the book via Amazon to them, offer them 20 minutes of your time to consult with you and try and help them get their goals, right? Send the book as a door opening tool. And think about keynotes, workshops, podcasts, LinkedIn articles. What else could you do around the book to promote the book and to promote you? Now, I'm going to leave a link under this video with a non-fiction book outlining tool, which interviews you and produces a complete chapter-by-chapter outline in your voice. No guessing, no wondering. Your story is your lived experience. And you can use that to create your first book or your next book. If you haven't written a book yet, then the non-fiction book outlining tool will give you the structure before you actually write a word. You'll build it correctly from the start rather than trying to fix something later. The extraction process helps you design the whole book. It should be about the one transformation that you deliver most powerfully to the one type of client that you serve best. Imagine somebody says, I read your book. The conversation starts at a whole different level. There's trust there. The book did the positioning before you walked in the door. Most authors discover that once the book's correctly positioned, it generates opportunities that they didn't anticipate. Events organizers coming to you, referrals coming to you because they passed the book to someone else. So David did a little audit. He realized that the call to action in his book was missing. The book ended with, thanks very much, thank you, good night. There was no next step. So he added one single page with a direct invitation to a 30-minute strategy call with him and a URL. He sent 20 copies to 20 people. 3 people responded within a week because the book had given them a reason to respond, a clear path to take, and a sense that the author knew exactly who they were and what they needed. One of those 3 became a 12-month consulting engagement, and the fee was more than the total royalties the book had generated in the last 4 months. A book that works for your business isn't just written, it's deployed. The writing is the start. So if you want access to the non-fiction book outlining tool that will interview you and create a complete chapter-by-chapter outline in your voice built around your story, the link will be below the video that you're looking at right now. And if it's landed with someone who's an author and it's not selling, they need to hear this, pass the video on. Amazon ranks fluctuate. The royalties trickle. The clients you were supposed to attract keep finding somebody else who's got a better marketing strategy. The trophy stays on the shelf. If you build the book correctly and you deploy it correctly, you put it in the right hands, and the first time a prospect says, I read your book, before you've said a word, you realize what a well-positioned book actually does. So this is Chosen. My name is Jonathan. I help coaches, consultants, and expert professionals achieve a book that actively generates clients, speaking opportunities, and premium fees in the next 90 days without having to write the book, because we interview you on Zoom and you just talk your book into life. Start by using the outlining tool that I'm going to give you, and you're off to a great start. Your book is the ultimate business card. And if it isn't working, get in touch with me and we'll make sure that changes. This is Jonathan. This is Chosen. I'll see you next week.